So this is an educational video created for the women who are embarking on their natural hair journey who need concepts explained to them thoroughly. I have broken down each and every step and I've explained them in detail to support you. Keep this in mind when watching this video. If you prefer videos that are less than 2 minutes, please stop this video and tune in to another one. Bye! Hello everyone, thank you for tuning into my channel. Today I'm coming to you with my braid out tutorial. It's an update that you guys have been waiting for. Alright, so before I get started, I just want you to know that it doesn't really matter which products you use to achieve the braid out. It's the technique that you really need to perfect. And I want to make that clear because I've been doing braid outs for over 2 years now. My technique, the way that I twist my hair when I'm braiding it around, has been perfected by me to suit the needs of the look that I'm going for. So it doesn't matter what product I use. Any product will give me good results. The only differences within the products is that some products are hair care products that are moisturizers that do not have the added hold that you may need depending on the weather where you are. And that will only matter if there's a humid day or a dry day or whatever the weather is. You know, if you do not perfect your technique, then it doesn't even matter if you use a really good product with hold on a humid day. Your braid out is not going to look really nice and sleek, and it's just not going to give you the look that you were going for. So I want you to know that before I even begin to show you products and all that good stuff. Okay, so the way that I do my braid out is I always use 3 different products. I use a leave-in conditioner, followed by an oil, and followed by a moisturizer / styling product. Those are the 3 things I use on my hair. For this tutorial, I will be using the Shea Moisture Thick and Grow Milk as my leave-in conditioner. I'll be following up my leave-in conditioner with the Goin' Natural Moroccan Oil. And lastly, I'll be topping everything off with the Shea Moisture Curl Enhancing Smoothie. When the weather is really humid and I know that I want my braid out to still look fresh throughout the day, I will use the Miss Jessie's Curly Meringue because it has a really hard hold. However, in the winter when the air is dry and I don't have to worry about humidity, I always use a smoothie because this product just makes my hair too hard. My braid outs are usually styled on damp to almost dry hair. So this hair has recently been shampooed and conditioned. So my hair is broken up into 8 sections. I have 4 on this side and 4 on this side. And in the front, I always break up the front sections into 2 because I really want my braids to be really defined. If you do big chunky braids, you lose definition when you start to separate them, and I want lots of definition in the front because that's the part that is being seen the most, and I want lots of volume in the back so that it can have that big effect. So I do smaller ones in the front so that I have less separation to do with lots of curl definition, and then big ones in the back so I get all that volume. I also like to keep my hair sectioned to one side. So of my 2 sections, I always bring one from the right side over to the left because I want to make sure that I can have the hair fall the way that I like it once I take my braids down. So this section will be left, you know, completely whole. I don't need to break this up at all. Starting with my leave-in conditioner, put that on nice and good. Followed by oil. And then topped with a moisturizer. I then use a detangling brush to make sure that all of my hair is coated. And then I take my hair into the 3 sections that's needed for a braid. And this is where I think a lot of people may slip up. Now, as you know, there's 2 ways to braid. You can braid over or you can braid under. I always braid over. It's just a habit. I don't know if that in any way affects the way that my braids come out, because technically it's the same exact thing, but you will notice that as I'm braiding that I braid over. So I take my hands and I grab over, keeping it tight to the scalp. Grab over and keep it tight to the scalp. You don't want to braid like this down here. That's not helpful. You need to make sure you're braiding and keeping it nice and tight to your scalp so that you have nice slick sections when you take your braids down. Now I'm to a point where, if you can see, this section is really little, whereas these sections are really large. I add that section to one of the others and making this now 2, and then I'm going to 2-strand twist just the end all the way to the bottom, keeping each piece completely separate. Don't borrow hair at all. You need your hair to be nice and slick when you take it down. And if you borrow hair, your hair is woven together and you won't be able to get the look you want. When I get to my ends, I twist them around in my finger like this. And then I have a twisted end, and then what ends up happening is when I loosen my hair down from the braids, I get a nice curl at the end versus a bushel like this of all the hair like that I had to take out. So this is going to be into 2 now. Braid and then the 2-strand twist at the end. Okay, so I am completely done braiding up my hair, and honestly it didn't take me more than 30 minutes. I don't even think it took me that long. That's 11 braids, and this is not a chunky braid out, so you're gonna see really good curl definition when I take it out in the morning. Good morning. So when I take down my braids, I don't add anything to them because there's enough product from last night. Like, really, is my hair gonna be dried out? You know? But I do have a method to untwisting and unbraiding. Remember, we did 2-strand twists on these ends, so now we don't have to do a lot of manipulation to get the braid undone, whereas when you braid it all the way to the end, you have to like fight to get the braid unloose. Now we just get it loose. And if you do a good job of keeping your parts separated, you can do that. If you can't do that, that's because you were borrowing hair. And even myself, accidentally, sometimes pieces get borrowed in. So it's not the end of the world, but you should be able to do that, you know, very well. So of course I'm not going to keep it like this because this is not the look I'm going for. I do braid outs for big, long, stretched hair. So what I'm going to do is leave these 3 alone because I want my front to really be defined. And what I'm going to do is start separating these ones in the back. And what I like to do is stretch the hair until I find a natural divide like this. That was a natural divide. And I'll split them up into, depending on where the divides are, maybe 2 or 3. You know, keep them, you know, be gentle. You don't need to do too much to them. When you feel a big one, like this feels really big, you just look for the natural divide. If you can't find a natural divide, that's not a big deal. Just make one, but you'll notice that it will be a little bit frizzier. See, this side has been fluffed and separated. This side has not been done really. And we're done. That's my braid out, and that's how I do it, and I hope that it was helpful to somebody out there. If you have any questions, just ask, and please thumbs up the video, share it with others, and like always, I love you for watching. Bye.